We are looking at a cold start to our day today, backed into some Arctic air this morning, and we're going to continue to have that kind of hang around over the next 24 hours or so, and then we start to make a recovery. So we just really have to get through this short stretch of cold air here in the valley. And you can see it kind of looks cold on our Skycam view from the station here as we're looking toward downtown Fargo. So let's take a look at those temperatures. We are below zero everywhere, or almost everywhere. Sisseton, one of the lucky ones, at 2 above. And then in contrast, we're looking at 24 below currently in Fosston. So a huge difference there. And over in Hallock, we're at 20 below. It's 14 below in Grand Forks. Fargo's at 16 below. A lot of that coldest core of air yet again in northwest Minnesota here this morning, though we are into the teens below in northeastern North Dakota too. Devil's Lake at 13 below. Look at our wind chills. We are down into the 20s to 30s below in the valley. The lowest wind chill right now, 34 below in Grand Forks. It's 32 below in Fargo. So some frigid numbers there. It's not as low in other places, but that's simply because we don't have as much wind at times. And that could easily pick up at any one of these locations. So you need to be ready for these kind of wind chills this morning. Make sure you're bundling up and covering up here today yet again. And the wind isn't too bad. We're at about 5 to 15 miles per hour in most areas, seeing that wind out of the west or northwest. And gradually that will change into tomorrow, but not today. Today we keep this colder air around and we don't really change things up just yet. Here's a look at your radar and satellite map. It's quiet. We've got a couple of clouds streaming through, but overall looking at some clear skies. And temperatures today are just going to be frigid, especially through the morning where we'll have our most dangerous stretch of cold. And so this morning you'll want to make sure you're ready for this. We're looking at some numbers, teens to 20s below again. And as we head through the morning hours, we start to see those temperatures rise after sunrise, but we're still looking at wind chills 20s to even 30 below. Those are these purple numbers here that you see on the map. And we're going to continue to be on the cold side even as those numbers rise today because we're starting so low. So by noon, still below zero in several locations. And as we head into the afternoon, we're trying to climb above zero. And I think a lot of us get there or get a couple of degrees above, but wind chills will still be a factor. We're still going to feel like we're below zero into the teens below in most areas during that warmest time of the day. And then, of course, once that sun goes down, we know temperatures start to drop with clear skies and this cold air in place. So we're looking at some numbers back down below zero by 7 o'clock. Wind chills that are back into the 20s below. And this is just going to be an issue for us through the nighttime hours for tonight and into tomorrow morning. Looking at wind chills yet again dipping into the 30s below. So we'll likely have some headlines again for the overnight hours tonight for wind chill alerts. And you can see by tomorrow morning, starting to see some changes happening. Temperatures very slightly milder than right now, and then they continue to build off of that. And that's because we'll get overnight and into tomorrow morning a south or southwesterly wind kicking in, and that's going to help to bring in that milder air back to the valley here and will warm us up. The problem is when you factor in that wind, we're looking at wind chills that are still, even by noon tomorrow, feeling like they're below zero in spots. Heading through the afternoon hours, temperatures back into some teens, even some 20s above, and still a little breezy, but we just have to put up with that in order to get that warmer air back into the valley. Eventually, it does ease up into the nighttime hours for tomorrow night. So conditions will improve. Tomorrow will warm things up, but it will be breezy. And then heading into Friday, looking even better. We'll be back into the low 30s for Fargo. And you can see it's very quiet through the rest of the week and into what will be likely a great weekend. Temperatures during the afternoon hours rising into the mid to some upper 30s. Some sunshine this weekend too. A good weekend to get out and enjoy winter events if you don't mind some slushy conditions in spots. And then heading into next week, getting unsettled. Temperatures will be getting back into still into the milder range, but we'll see that chance for some snow returning next week.
Okay, thank you, Lisa.
Coming up, a college apartment building is telling its tenants to park within the lines or get towed, but a lack of spaces thanks to snow has students blowing the whistle. We'll explain next on The Valley Today.